Hey folks, it's Moxley here and welcome to another TEW2020 video. You join us today for our go home show towards the Fight for the Fallen pay-per-view, our second pay-per-view in the series, and yeah, our last one before our season finale, which is of course All Out number 2. So as always, thanks for taking the time to watch the video. It's a bit late here, it's a wee bit quiet, so I apologise for that. But yeah, any comments on the series, how you're feeling it's going so far? Likes are all deeply appreciated. Let me know how you're feeling about the general landscape of wrestling as well. And yeah, if you could hit the wee sub button if you're not already, it just drops these videos in your inbox so that content is flowing, because we are still going daily as we run just now. And remember, other plugs, you've got the Fantasy Booker subreddit on Reddit, you've got the Grey Dog Software forums for the game, mods and other information on the game, and TEW2020.com. It's another show. It's at Daly's Place. I do have a few updates to give you for this particular episode before we kick on. So, Nikki Storm is a done deal. I'm quite happy to confirm that. It's even more needed because we're losing someone for a year, and yeah, well, that angle can play itself out, and you'll see. Also, for the first time in the series, I had someone come forward and say they were happy to put someone over. Tag team partners. Kenny Omega says he's quite happy over the next 6 months to put Hangman Page over once, which is ideal because you inevitably in real life and inevitably in this save, one of them's going to turn on the other, so that gives Hangman, at least at one point, 1-3 victory that Kenny's happy to do. But we're a long way off that anyway. We are hopefully putting together a good card for this event. So without further ado, let's crack on for some more AEW Dynamite from Daly's Place. So I'm glad to say the attendance is up a good bit. We're up to 5,252 at Daly's Place, so that might be a sellout. Pre-show matches to start. In a terrible pre-show matchup, we had Deonna Purrazzo defeat Leva Bates in 6:45 with a Fujiwara armbar, so submission victory. A 41 victory, a 35 for Deonna, a 42 for Leva. The vocal crowd didn't like Deonna, but at least they didn't complain because it was a pre-show match. But she'll get over, she'll get her skill set up, and she'll be a valuable acquisition to our women's division. And also in the pre-show, I had Matt Hardy defeat Gregory Helms in 6:26 with a twist of fate. It's a 56. This again was more so because Matt Hardy's not being utilised in a storyline at the moment, and I kind of need to use him. Don't fear about a signing of Gregory Helms. I absolutely love Shane Helms, Gregory Helms, Hurricane, but because we're using the Killing the Business mod, there's not too many enhancement workers out there, so Gregory Helms was someone I thought would come in and have a good matchup for a reasonably cheap price, so that is a one-off deal. And other saves, when there's much more database of workers, it'll be lesser known names. Let's be honest. We all wanted Pineapple Pete, but at this time, if this database wasn't available, of course I can at any time import them in from another database if need be, so keep that in mind. So we start the show with a match, and it was a 6-man tag action. It was a decent matchup that saw the Inner Circle's Jake Hager, Santana and Ortiz defeat the Strong Hearts, that's Sema, El Lindemann and T-Hawk, in 10-10 when Hager defeated Sema by submission with the Patriot Lock. So good performances all around here. Sema had a good performance, all three of the Inner Circle had a good performance, and it got the show off to a good start, which is good. Yeah, reasonably happy with that. A warning as well, there's like 17 segments in this show. It's a real big build to the pay-per-view. So 66, a good opener, and it carries into our next angle. Hager picks up the victory, and he's not releasing the ankle lock. Refs are trying to break this up, but he continues to refuse to do so. Cody's music hits and he hits the ring. He knocks out both Santana and Ortiz off the apron before he dives in the ring. Hager swings for him, but Cody ducks, and Hager turns back around. Cody clotheslines him over the top of the ramp, and then he's chasing Hager, who's made his way to the back. We then cut to a short commercial, and we come back into seeing the chase continue as Hager runs towards a black car. We then see Santana driving it. Ortiz is grabbing Hager, throws the big man in the back, helps him in, and Ortiz jumps in before Cody can get his hands on Hager. Remember, this Saturday at Fight for the Fallen, Jake Hager versus Cody will take place. So a 61 rated segment. Corey benefits from the groundswell support. I'm happy with that. We're then joined backstage by Trent, and he's with Orange Cassidy. He's also with Alex Marvez, who asks, Trent, you face off tonight against Kip Sabian. What are your thoughts going into this match? Trent says, well, Alex, I'm looking forward to taking the fight to Kip. I'm sure Penelope will get involved, but with Orange by my side, he can keep an eye on her. I'm just looking to build some momentum here in All Elite Wrestling. He asks, what do you think of the Lance Archer, Jake Roberts? What do you think of them taking on your match last week? To which he replies, it's exactly no secret that I'd love to be TNT champion. Something to let Chuck be proud of while he's injured and can't be here. So I think they're worried that they believe I could be a threat to Lance's quick reign as champion. Marvez then asks how Chuck is, and he just replies, he's progressing well, he's healing every day, but I think we're still looking at least 3 or 4 months before he returns to All Elite Wrestling. So building up to Archer versus Trent, hopefully, if he can get a victory coming up in one of his matches, and Orange Cassidy lurking around while Chuck is still out with an injury, so that's a 50 rating. And the match itself was decent. Trent picks up the win in 9:09 with a running single leg knee strike. 58 matches okay, a 60 for Trent, a 44 for Kip Sabian, who's getting better at his gimmick. But yeah, a good match up in our TNT Championship division. Trent picks up the win, but instantly Lance Archer hits the ring and takes him down with a clothesline. Orange Cassidy tries to make the save, but he's low-blowed by Penelope Ford, and she slaps him before continually kicking him. Archer continues the beatdown with Jake Roberts looking on, showing his approval. He stands above the falling challenger, holding the TNT Championship, while Sabian and Ford just laugh at the fallen Cassidy and Trent. So the storyline continues to the best friends. The segment got 47. Jake and Lance came out of this looking good, and good support there for Orange Cassidy and Jake Roberts, but good to give the likes of Kip Sabian and Penelope Ford some screen time. We then have a promo with Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, in the ring. Now, for a long time I've continually boasted that I'm your role model and that I'm a dentist. Now these are true. It is another truth that I must bring to you today. It's a bittersweet, as it is sad, but I have to go away for a while, but it's for one of the best reasons. I'm glad to announce that I am pregnant and I am expecting a child. The crowd cheers, Britt starts to cry as she leaves the ring to applause. No. This was also wrote, good to see that in TEW2020 there's only one pregnancy at a time and not 3. So what I'm deciding to do is we're going to give Britt basically the 3 months paid leave, and then she'll obviously go into the maternity leave, and we should expect her back in late 2021. Hopefully the save will still be going by then. So when I heard this news item popped up, I was straight to making sure we got Nikki Cross. I needed depth for my women's division, I needed a name, and Nikki Cross will be that name. Or Nikki Storm, that's what happened. Next up and About the had decent reaction from the crowd, but terrible wrestling. The team of Riho and Chris Statlander defeated the debuting on the main roster, you could say. She's just been doing AEW Dark, Priscilla Kelly and Nyla Rose in 446, when Nyla Rose got disqualified after going into a fit of rage and refusing to stop assaulting Chris Statlander. So something a bit different there. But the Native Beast, just destroying, although she did have the worst rating of the 4. 32 rating is disappointing, and it did cool the crowd a little bit, so yeah, not great for our women's division. However, we did pick the crowd up a wee bit with some good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, as we had the Lucha Brothers, Ray Phoenix and Pentagon Jr. defeat the Natural Nightmares of Dustin Rhodes and QT Marshall in 8:22 when Pentagon defeated QT Marshall with a top rope Styles Clash. He's obviously the weak link here, he's not obviously over, but a 73 performance here. Ray Phoenix and Pentagon were really good, and I did make this a steal the show match to get the crowd back on our side, but delighted with that. We then cut to a promo. We cut to Hangman Page, who is speaking to us from his home after his assault last week. Now unfortunately, after last week's attack, I can't be there tonight to get my revenge on the Lucha Bros. Kenny's been in constant contact with me, but I can assure you that I am going to be good to go this Saturday at Fight for the Fallen. Unlucky in your attempt to try and take me out, but rest assured this Saturday I'll be taking both of you out. You Lucha beeps out. I'll take both of you Lucha beeps out. Just think Brad Maddox and the P word. That's basically what it is. It's not a bad word, but still. 65, the Angle got the crowd hotter, and Hangman Page is ready for this tag match at Fight for the Fallen. So Tony, GR and Excalibur are back to announce some more matches for Fight for the Fallen. After tonight's heinous attack on Trent, it's been confirmed that Lance Archer will defend the TNT Championship against Trent. We've also been told that Nyla Rose will defend the AEW Championship, the Women's Championship, against Riho, Chris Statlander and the newcomer Priscilla Kelly in a fatal 4-way match. And I've also had it confirmed that we will have a fantastic match as well between Proud and Powerful Santana and Ortiz, and they'll be in action as they take on Private Party at the pay-per-view. So a 50 rating there. Yeah, overall looking forward to that. Next up, with an extremely short match that saw Shawn Spears defeat Michael Nakazawa in a 4:31 with a perfect 10. 45 for Nakazawa, 52 for Spears, a 45 overall matchup there. And after his win over Nakazawa, Shawn Spears decides to join the commentary team to watch the upcoming Jon Moxley fight. It's a 48 rating. He basically just says, did you see how easily I beat Nakazawa? You feel how confident he feels going in to take on Mr. Brodie Lee and Jon Moxley, how he feels like he's got the game plan. And when he was asked if he was scared of Jon Moxley, he just stared down JR. And the short match had Jon Moxley defeat Peter Avalon in 1:21 with a Death Rider, so a 73 rated segment for a 1:21 match. Obviously a far better performance from Moxley. He benefits from the ground walls of support, and the crowd are still not happy at seeing the Liberian, although I do think it's absolutely him and Brandon, I keep saying it, love the stuff they two do. So a good win for Mox, a 73 rating, and he'll go into the pay-per-view with some momentum. Moxley picks up the win before he's quickly ambushed by two Dark Order members, Silver and Reynolds. He gets upper hand and he hits both of them in quick succession with a Dirty Deeds. While this happens, Shawn Spears stays still at the commentary booth while Brodie Lee is at the top of the ramp. Mr. Moxley, well done, you've survived the onslaught, but be reminded, and this goes for you, Shawn Spears, the Dark Order still is Evil Uno and Stu Grayson to come, and the Dark Order still is something that you've both to yet encounter, and that is the Exalted One, Mr. Brodie Lee, your next AEW champion. So, playing in here that the full Dark Order hasn't came and attacked Jon Moxley. Fair enough, Grayson was in a one-on-one match, but they've been off television for like 4 or 5 weeks, so they've started to come back, and just wait till the numbers game has more than just Brodie Lee and two of the lesser members of the Dark Order. So a 47 rating is pretty poor due to a lack of interesting stuff happening, but it does give us the build to that triple threat match. Next up, co-main event. Decent matchup saw the Motor City Machine Guns, Shelley and Sabin, defeat SCU members Scorpio Sky and Frankie Kazarian in 8:35 with Shelley pinned Kazarian. A 62 here, 4 pretty close competitors with Scorpio Sky the best out of the lot. This was a regular match, but we did have to keep both of SCU strong, but continue the winning streak of the Motor City Machine Guns. And our main event had a bout with great wrestling and good heat, and the Young Bucks defeated the team of Cash Wheeler and Sammy Guevara of the Inner Circle in 13:59 when Matt Jackson pinned Sammy Guevara with a Meltzer driver. A very solid 81, so the Bucks are quite good to main event. It continues the storyline, and you can see there Guevara off his game as well, so he could have been even better. And a lot of positives for the Young Bucks, which is good to see. Dirt sheet wise, I think we'll have a few negatives. I thought we'd none there, but yeah, just a few. Inconsistency and the announce work of Excalibur. It's all over. The Bucks have picked up the win over Wheeler and Guevara. Sammy is rolled out to of the ring by Cash, and then they pick themselves up next to Chris Jericho, who's just pointed at the Bucks, saying, "We'll see you this Saturday, you jerks who got lucky tonight." The Bucks are in the ring, they're posing with the fans, their music's going off, and they're saying down the screen, or down the camera, "We're the GOATs, and we'll prove it this weekend." So they stand tall, the Young Bucks, and that gives us a 72 rating, which overall gives us a 74 show, and increases our popularity in 17 regions. So overall, fairly delighted with that. We'll jump straight into the main screen. So I'm looking for predictions, so if anybody wants to give predictions of who they think will win. We've got MJF and Wardlow against the Jurassic Express's Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy. Private Party versus Proud and Powerful. Cody versus Jake Hager. The Young Bucks versus Chris Jericho and Cash Wheeler. We've got the Women's Championship on the line as Nyla Rose takes on Chris Statlander, Priscilla Kelly and Riho. We've got the TNT Championship on the line as Lance Archer defends against Trent. The tag team titles are on the line as Kenny Omega and Hangman Page take on the Lucha Bros. And the AEW World title on the line as Jon Moxley defends against Shawn Spears and Mr. Brodie Lee. Might be more added to that as well. But Cody Rhodes back 100% is good. That's good to see his injury that Hager cost at the last pay-per-view. Kofi, with a chance to get in for, but was just a bit too much. Let's have a wee look. Cody fully fit and a 1.38. It's not too bad. I don't want to check the ratings in terms of what we've had in previous shows because, yeah, crashed at my other video with this patch, so that'll need to get patched going forward. So we'll finish up before we head to our pay-per-view with our AEW Dark results. I had Private Party over Alex Reynolds and John Silver. I had Angelico over Brandon Cutler. I had the Luchasaurus over Peter Avalon. And we had Chris Statlander defeat Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, in our final match before we'll let her go on a long maternity leave. Apart from that, a few hype promos, just getting people over, and the Hybrid 2 attacking Brandon. But yeah, that's it. We're off now to Fight for the Fallen. I'm away to go and plan some storylines because we need to make sure All Out 2 after it is sensational. So thank you for watching, much appreciated, and hopefully I'll see you soon for some more TEW2020 content. Thank you, and see you soon.